So let's save all this. Now that we got this fixed, we can go back to our movement object and undo our ignoring of the one-way flag. So let's go take a look at these magical platforms, and I wonder if the editor mesh was also, I mean, I wouldn't expect the editor mesh to be doing anything. Alright, so we can now land on these guys. But we can't. Looks like we can't run into the sideways platforms. So we need something here that's going to be like, it's a solid platform. So the ball can't land on these guys? Or is that just because I set it to query only and not physics? So let's see, this thing is, let's just set it to one-way terrain. So it's supposed to run into environment body, environment hit, all these other things. Alright. So why isn't the ball going to run into it? It's because we changed some stuff with it. It's probably because it's a blocking. It's not a blocking. thing against it. So let's change this to custom. Let's see. For the platforms, what is that? I wonder. For the platforms, we've got terrain, environment body, environment hit. Alright, so player passable terrain, player projectile body. Generate overlap events. So what is this with stop ball? If stop ball is true, we have query and physics enabled on this thing. So query and physics, terrain, and then environment body, environment hit, player body, player passable terrain. I mean, looks identical. So why isn't it hitting? So if we change it to block everything. So if we change this to terrain, it'll do its thing. If we change this to one-way terrain, it goes through. So if we go to custom after that, so it's going to be what? So it's player body? So if we go one-way terrain on this guy, and we go to custom, let's generate overlap events. If true component overlap when overlapping, both components must overlap each other. Alright. I mean, the ball is supposed to be like what is the ball? collision like. So basically we've got a static mesh, which is player body block. So we have a player body physics object. And then we have a player hit sphere hit object. Which works with enemy attack. I mean, we're supposed to collide with environment body. It's supposed to be player body colliding with environment body. This is player body, it's supposed to collide with terrain and environment body. So we can't have it collide with both? We can't have it be a one-way object and work with all this? It is annoying. I would have expected this to not be player body, but to be environment body. Why is it set to player body? What happens if we set it to environment body? So if we set it to environment body, then it collides with the player. So we could also change it to block enemy body. And what does that do? So if we change this platform to enemy body overlap, enemy body block. All right. Well, the ball is as it was. Let's load up one of those missions. Make sure we didn't screw absolutely everything up here. So the reason why this thing was colliding is because this platform object, the editor debug mesh, was actually colliding with stuff. Damn, alright, that's messed up. What a pain. Let's see if we can, okay, so if block ball is true, then set this thing to block on this guy. If block ball is false, then set this to overlap on everything. So for these guys, this guy is set to but this has block ball as a default variable if the ball is blocked or not. Like, why Why are we not seeing this? So there it is. Block ball is true. Why wasn't it showing up before? Is it because just some other reason? Alright, so block ball is true, so basically we won't be able to fall through the objects because they're blocking the ball. Kind of a mess. Kind of a collision mess is what it's turning out to be. Can the ball actually get through that object then? If these are planes, then it should be able to get through one side of it. But it's not. Well, what am I going to do about these platforms? Basically, we need a platform where the ball works properly. What did we change about those? We didn't change anything about that. So this thing has got block and no collision on anything for the object. So the tree, but you know, that's obviously not true because it is actually colliding with stuff. Let's see. So because these guys are enemy body, we're not colliding with it with our environment body object. Come on, move the fucking tree back. Thank you. So where is the static, like we have a static mesh component on this thing, which has got the actual thing. It's set to no collision though. Wait, but it blocks everything? So how the fuck is the collision even set up on this object? Guess we have enable collision on it. Collision presets, block all. Use complex collision as simple. Double-sided geometry. Customized collision. If the user has modified collision anyway, it's custom collision used for determining auto-generated collision on import. So we have customized collision somewhere. Convex elements. Array is longer than the default. What is this? So it's got some sort of additional stuff like on it is what it's telling me, but I don't see any of the collision actually on the object. Yeah, there's a little thing in there. As we can see, but I don't see any of that shit anywhere in the editor. So we have an actual collision object, but how are these two stitched together? It's referenced by the forest level itself? Okay, so we have an actual tree collision object, and we can't even see it. Okay, so that's how this thing is hooked up. You can't even see these fucking things. Stops the player body, but it's a piece of terrain. Object type is world static? Yeah, so we've just basically got hacks going on to get this thing to work properly in this environment. So we can block the player, but we can't block the ball. And they're all using blocking stuff, which is why it's going to do that. Hello, Jim LaCube1. Welcome. I'm just messing around with some of the collision stuff and figuring out why certain things work the way they do in the game at the moment. I need like a diagram for all the different collision types. So the question is, with this plane, how come I'm colliding with the bottom of it with this object? Because what I would expect to happen is that we would just go through the object. Like when we jump, but let me see, it's gonna be like Unreal. Collision with both sides of plane. Yeah, is there a one-way collision static mesh? Let's see. I mean, people are doing one-way stuff by like toggling crap on and off, and it's like, well, I want to allow something to move through an object, but not. I guess it's just not supported. But then again, how the hell is it working with the goal tree collision stuff? So I guess it's not working with the goal tree collision stuff. It's just that we have something that the ball can go through, but not the player. Well, how come the ball is actually exiting the bottom of the chute if it's not able to go back up the chute? So the question is, what settings did we have put on the Forest 1 lower boundary? Let's find out. So you got something that'll block the player in one direction, but does it block the ball? No, it doesn't. Why not? So how is this piece of geometry doing this? This is chute block A. So if we look at its verts, it's got 4 vertices, but the normals We have the normals. And do we have any collision? I think we do have collision. So let's see if there's anything set for the collision. Use simple, world collision enabled, everything's set. So why in the hell is our collision for our normal plane? Whoa. Any different than this guy? Use complex collision as simple. Then we have block all versus custom with collision enabled with world static as the thing. So what if I change this to world static? Okay, so something is different with this geometry. There's something that is literally different with this thing and this thing in terms of its properties. So what is it? That we have customized collision on it? Like this one did not have customized collision. Oh, I see. So the plane actually has a box on it. Versus something else. So the plane object that we have is actually a pizza box. That's very small. It has a 0Z extent, so it's going to be double-sided. So the problem is that my assumptions were wrong about what I needed for this guy. So I need to use this shoot block thing, probably, because a plane actually is the wrong thing. So if we go to the plane, we copy this guy out, or if we can do this. We've got geo flat plane. Approximate size is different. This is a small size. So probably what I need to do is I need to take the normal plane that Unreal has here. I need to copy that into our geometry. And then use it from there. All right, let's call this MS one-sided plane. So customize collision, let's remove this thing. I can't remove it? I can't remove it. Like you can't take the thing out of it? Use complex collision as simple. If the user has modified collision anyway or has custom collision imported, use for determining auto generated collision. I mean, obviously it's impossible to customize this for some damn reason. Flat plane has got nothing on it and no thing, and it still works. So the question is, how come with this one-sided plane we can't get rid of the fucking box? Yeah, alright. Let's see, remove collision, primitive, Unreal. How do I remove collision from geometry? There's out there two types of... This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Like, I should be able to define fucking collision objects in here. Like, why can I not do so? Like, I don't want a box. I want this to be gone. I want this gone. There we go. Remove collision. Great. Okay, so with this thing, we want to change this to the one-sided plane. So it collides on the top of it. Does it collide on the bottom? Like how I can't click that? That's just amazing. Alright, so it looks like it detects it in one direction but not the other.